Hi, welcome to Fat Lady Chats. I am so excited to talk to you all about the new Asian movie that I just got finished watching. It maybe took me about 3 weeks. Weekend, I kind of like try to binge watch, okay? But I am so excited. When I tell you, it was just all emotional everywhere, and it was all about being a woman and having that kind of strength to move on after a bad marriage or after the marriage has ended, okay? So let me take you there. What I'm talking about. I'm talking to the ladies now, and I know men actually go through a lot as well when they've been married more than 10 years and it comes with y'all break up. But I'm a woman, so I'm talking about on a woman perspective right now, not as a man. So this is for empowerment for women, okay? So it was really deep for me as well. And this Asian lady, she had been married for 10 years to her husband, and they had a daughter, a little girl at that. The little girl wasn't even going to school yet. She might have been about, or she could have been about 4. She might have been going to school, but I didn't see where she went to school. I felt like people had to find babysitters in order to keep this little girl when they went out or whatever. Okay. Be with me right now, okay? So, the lady, her name was Azan. The name of the movie was My Fierce Wife. That was the name of the Asian movie. Please watch it. It is on Netflix. It's very deep, and it's not boring. It go through a lot of different type of steps, And it was so deep that on all levels, I swear you will love it. I promise you that. The lady kind of reminded me of me a little bit. Not a little bit, but a whole lot. A lot of ways, okay? So she had been in this marriage about 10 years. She did everything right. She loved her husband very much. And it seemed like he loved her too. Which he did. And he did not realize what he had until, but I don't want to tell you the movie. So anyway, she would have dinner. Oh, she was a cook. Oh, man. The whole family came over to eat, okay? I mean, like, his parents came over to eat. His sister and her husband and their kid, they all got together. And I hate to say, in American families, we used to all do that. We used to all get together and eat together. But it seemed like it probably happens a little bit more. They still keep their culture as far as eating together as a family. Even though everybody lived in their own separate household, the parents stayed somewhere, but they kind of was kind of together, but not really. The parents stayed somewhere. The sister and her husband and the baby, they stayed somewhere. And they still got together a lot and eat. And the woman that I'm telling you that she reminds me of me, she did most of the cooking. She was a gourmet cook. She was really a good cook. So, of course, dealing with Asian families, all right, you have different types of little different types of meals, okay? So, I mean, they will have like different stuff they can choose from to eat from. Different vegetables, different types of meat. Of course, they had rice. I mean, it was more of a Korean-based family to me, okay? So, anyway, make a long story short, she was happy. And she thought her husband was happy, okay? So, like I said, she cooked. She was a housewife. She cooked all the time. She even took care of his dad when the dad was sick. She was just an awesome wife. She thought their world was happy, okay? Anyway, they went to see her mom one time. Her mama stayed in a country town. And when they came back, the mom asked if the cousin could come over and stay for a little while. She just graduated from college. She was in the United States. And she was coming back to, it wasn't Thailand, Taipei. She was coming back there and needed to stay until she got her job. The husband was kind of against it at first. And if you watch the movie, that would have been the best thing. But then again, God do everything for a reason. Okay. So he finally, he agreed on it and stuff like that. So the cousin came. But anyway, make a long story short, cousin sleeping butt naked in the household. Cousin walking around half naked. So we already know what that was all about. Am I right? She wanted to get her cousin husband. Young girl, 20, in her 20s. But anyway, I don't want to talk about this. This what got me, okay? It ended up being the husband has an affair with the cousin. And they all live in the same household. The wife is oblivious. Don't have no idea what's going on. Don't have an idea. She loved her cousin to death. She cleans up behind him because she's young. She saw her as a kid. She tried to give her that loving, but that cousin had a lot of mental issues going on. A lot of baggage. So she was a cold-hearted cousin. But anyway, it was so deep. In her eyes, she thought she was happy. She thought her happiness was all about being stable, cooking, and giving her husband a stable home. I ain't gonna say most women, but a lot of women think that too. But the husband, later on, we find out that he felt like it had got boring and he wanted some excitement. He was tired of living that life. He thought he was living a double life. How you think you living, you not being yourself over 10 years? He been married to his wife 10 years. Anyway, make a long story short, what got me was she had a car accident. How cruel can you be? He served her divorce papers in there, and she didn't want to sign. She said she was against the whole thing. She felt like being married was supposed to last forever, which it does. He actually got her hand, y'all. Got her pen, put her hand on it, and tried to make her sign the divorce paper for this young girl that he's seeing, which was the cousin. It was so heartbreaking because she had a bad car accident where she couldn't even move her neck. That done it for me. I was done with him. That done it for me. When I tell y'all he even had sex in the bed where they been in it for 10 years. That was just it for me, okay? It's a bad feeling. When your marriage don't work, you do kind of feel like failure. You have to see it. It was very empowering because the wife went so down where she wouldn't wash her hair. She went into deep, dark depression. But she came out of it. And y'all, when I tell you she came out of it, it was stronger. When she came out of it and actually forgave that man and her cousin. When I tell you the husband and that lady had a hard time, they both lost their job. Because in Asia, it's considered a big old insult if everybody know that you's married and you left your wife for anybody. You just left. He lost his VP position. They got rid of the girlfriend first, because she was working there with the husband. So they got rid of her too. So it went all the way around. What he got blackball. He could not get a job nowhere, y'all. Nowhere. It was horrible. It was so bad where he had to actually go to his wife and ask, can him and the cousin come back there and live? Y'all, she had no forgave him. When I tell you she forgave that man, and she still kind of loved him a little bit, she let it went down. She let that happen. But God wasn't through kicking their ass, but he was not through yet with the husband, and they went through some horrible times. I mean, some bad times, because they didn't have no money. The wife even went and paid off all his debts. He was behind on all his credit cards. The ex-wife, because they were divorced. Y'all, she thought she still loved him. She thought she still wanted him back. She even fought for him for a minute, even after they divorced. But she came through epiphany, y'all. She realized she was not in love with her husband no more after those 10 years. What he had done to her, she was not. I was so happy. I didn't know what to do. Now, if you're a woman and you ever been in a marriage or any type of commitment with someone over 10 years and you didn't want to get out the relationship and you really did love that person, it always go back to what your mama said. I never forget what my mama told me. She said, it's going to get better. You will see. But you got to have forgiveness in your heart and just watch the other stuff just keep working. Now, that's what my mama told me. It was so deep. Y'all, do y'all realize the girlfriend ended up leaving him? When I tell y'all for real, she told him, because she was mentally, really, she had some hang-ups with her mom and pop, really her mom. When she got past that, after seeing therapy and everything, she went back to that man and told him, I really don't love you. I almost fell out. All that stuff she put that family through. She said she really didn't love him. He just about broke down. He had to cry like a baby in his ex-wife's house. Okay? That's how bad it was. That girl got her mind together, and you know what she did? The cousin, she called her mama. All we really be wanting is the love of our mama. And she told her mama told her, come home soon. I love you. And yes, of course I miss you. That girl went back to the United States, left that man. Do you hear what I'm saying? But anyway, eventually he did get a job. He had to get a job out of that whole entire town where he had that, where he was living at. So the ex-wife even gave him a car that he had bought for her for a while. I mean, because when I tell you this woman she would start speaking about being in bad marriages, helping women out. When I tell y'all this woman was off the chain and became famous due to her cooking, you wouldn't believe it, how that woman was blessed, okay? So, anyway, ended up being, after a year, he been on that job. Of course, you know, the woman forgave him and stuff like that. They share a kid, custody, come over, play with the kid. He had the nerve to confess all the mistakes he did to this woman and had the nerve to ask her, could we get back together? I would try my best on this lifetime to make it up to you. Y'all, he was crying. He poured out his heart. I understood, because he finally got in his mind, he realized she was the best thing that he ever had. The ex-wife was so sweet. You know what she did? She wiped the tears from his eyes and looked at him and said, I can't go backwards. And she got up and left, walked out the door. And he just cried. He knew that was it. He had to wish her well. She was done with that. Ladies, if you don't see not one of my Asian movies ever, and I talk about them, that is one deep movie. I cried, I laughed, I cried like a baby. That was a strong woman, but she was weak, y'all, at first. She was real weak at first. Everybody thought she was weak because she was so sweet. And she let people kind of run over at the beginning. That woman changed and turned out to be good. She was still good. But she started speaking her mind because she was very passive, very submissive to her husband of 10 years. Did whatever he said. I've been there. Did everything to make her happy, make her home happy. I've been there. And you think you'll never recover. Ladies, you do. If a woman out there going through something like that now, that woman did everything she could to keep that marriage. She couldn't. I don't care who you are, gay, straight, or what. You're going through something. You wait and see. It'll pass, but you got to forgive first. You got to forgive. That was the key thing. You got to forgive. I mean, truly forgive people. Don't forget, but you got to forgive. That's all I got to say. That was the best movie ever. Please watch that one, ladies. Please watch that one. It's called, it was done in 2010. My Fierce Wife. And if you did go through something, or if you're going through something, it's going to put you right back at that place. I promise you it will. And it's going to let you know, I understand. That woman overcame and became a better person because she stopped dressing and everything. Now, and she was in her 30s and she looked like she was 60 years old. She was just that comfortable in her marriage. But I promise you, you will love that movie. Ladies, please watch My Fierce Wife. It's on Netflix, okay? The movie was made in 2010, so some of the clothes they're wearing is kind of boogie, okay? Because a man wearing white shoes, and you'll see the clothes that they wearing on there. But back then, you could wear all that stuff, okay? It's based it's an Asian movie. And I think the name of the city is Taipei or something like that. But it is really a good Asian movie. I'm telling you. I thought the rest of them were good. That one right there, that one was awesome. Please watch it. It's really good. Thank you for listening, Fat Lady Chats. I just had to talk to you about my Asian movie that left me feeling so good and how it ended, and it was so refreshing. I love that movie, okay? I don't know where to go. It took a lot out of me. I put it on Facebook. It took so much out of me. It was a good Asian movie. But anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day today. Today is Monday. And I'm working as well. But listen, work hard. Don't forget to play. Okay? We got to have time out for ourselves sometimes. I love you guys for listening. Thank you. Share. Hit the like button. I'm on Instagram as well. Follow me. Okay? Subscribe to my YouTube page. Okay? Thumbs up mean you like. Thumbs down mean you don't. Bye.